Welcome to Inside the Mind of a Gold 1 Siege player. Alright, I'm just gonna jump straight into this. So I'm going my favorite operator on defense right now, Mozzie. Mozzie's ability is to deploy a little pest, which you just saw on the left side of the screen there, that basically captures enemies' drones, which you can then use for your own. And I ended up getting one of the enemy's drones, so I'm gonna set that up. I feel like it's a key element that a lot of Mozzie mains miss out is getting the drones and then actually setting them up in sight or somewhere to watch. I feel like it's a really key element in his abilities, so as soon as I get a drone, I'm always setting it up. So now we've basically entered into the action phase, and I see that I make a mental note that Ace was the one that killed our bandit, but it's no worries because our Jaeger got a refrag for our fallen bandit. I also noticed that there was a Maverick getting the CCTV walls, so I pin it and make the call out saying 8, they got a Maverick getting the walls, and that was that. At this point, I knew that the Ace opened up the CCTV wall, so I'm kind of just waiting for a possible run-in that might happen. But nobody ends up running in quite yet, so I start to rotate. Just kind of outside of sight, seeing if I can catch anybody off guard, which I end up doing. I have no idea what this Twitch was doing. I didn't see her at first because my gun was blocking her body, but I ended up getting the frag. I don't know how, but the tables quickly turn as it goes from a 4v2 to a 2v2, and I realized the person that just got these 2 frags were Ace. And I remember I made that mental note in the beginning. Ace was the person to get the first frag on our bandit. So I'm like, I cannot let this Ace get his ace. No pun intended. But Nomad ends up cutting his dreams short, but it isn't all that good. My teammate ends up dying, and we now went from a 4v2 to a 1v2. At this point, my heart is pumping and I'm starting to shake. I'm getting real nervous. Luckily though, I got my duo junior who's giving me callouts. I got that drone in sight that I set up. He tells me he's on top of rafters going through the rotates, so I try to see if I can hit some couple bullets. Doesn't work. Red ping, yellow ping. He tells me he's planting. So I chuck my C4 and I get the kill. So I know the diffuser's down. I'm waiting for Nomad to run in, and as soon as I unpeak, she ends up running through the wall. I get really scared now. I'm like, oh no, now Nomad has diffuser and she's probably gonna plant. I end up trying to run downstairs so that I can C4 from below, even though I literally just used my C4 on the Ace. But it's fine. I get hit by Nomad's charge. I end up just shooting back at the bullets, and I end up getting the headshot, and I get the defusal off for the first round clutch. So we're in the next round, and of course I had to choose Mozzie again. I'm just going to show you where I put all my Mozzie pests. First, I put one at the doorway going to bar stairs. I then put one at the doorway into blue, and then I put my last and final Mozzie pest at the entrance of Moto. So we're nearly a minute into the action phase, and nothing much has happened except I do hear some bullets coming from Dirt, so I go with the Mute to assist him. Ends up being a 4v4 because Mute dies to Bucks, so I kind of just wait for them to run in. Unfortunately though, these dudes have half of a brain and end up droning me out before they push, so I just decide to rotate back into sight and wait for them to make the first move. They do end up making a first little move. They start shooting, so I definitely know that they've now pushed into Dirt. I get a little bit scared that somebody's gonna flank, so I'm just a little bit off site in blue just to make sure that nobody tries to flank from oil or from those back stairs going into blue. I also noticed that the Valkyrie was down, but I figured that they were trying to bait me to come out. I thought that they might have had a cross angle from Dirt if I were to go and get the Valk, so I decided to stay in blue. And it's a 2v2 now, but my friend ends up dying. He's above on the hatch, but the bug kills him from below. I try to chuck my C4, but it hits the bug, but it doesn't matter. I pre-fire on the shelf and I end up hitting him, and then the Habana runs into sight and I end up getting the angle on her head. Clutch up another 1v2 for the round win. So here I am going Mozzie again. I put my first pest on the jacuzzi wall drone hole. I put my second pest on the door into gym, and then I go to put my third pest on the bar stairs, and somebody shoots that window and my friend's there and we're freaking out. We're like, oh my god. I noticed that we didn't have a rotation from gym to bedroom, so I decided to take one for the team and use my C4. Nobody on the team had impacts. Jaeger had barb, Barb, Mute, Bandit, Thunderbird, and me all had C4, so I just used my C4. That play right there was a really bad play on me. I shouldn't have ever ran out of gym. It was so easy for them to literally hit me from the back from the gym window. I just wanted to critique myself there. I think I could have played that so much better, but instead I ran, and I'm lucky that they missed all their bullets because I could have died easily. I also really hate defending gym. I don't really ever know what to do, and throughout this whole clip you will notice I have no idea what I'm doing. The Zero ends up killing the bandit, and then Fuse ends up killing our Thunderbird, and then Osa ends up killing our Mute. It's a 2v5 right now. Diffuser just got planted, and I'm literally so confused. I'm stuck in logistics. I don't know what I was doing this round, and honestly, I don't know. This whole round was just a mess. Anyways, completely moving on from that round, I am going my main operator on attack, Ace. He's a hard breach, and he basically is able to open reinforced walls. So they went CCTV and cache, so the first thing I'm thinking of is let's open up this CCTV wall. I put a claymore in this drone hole just in case I can catch anybody off guard trying to run up the red hallway back into sight. At this point, now that Thatcher is banned, I'm just waiting for the Zero to come in to use his ability. It's basically just a camera that shoots lasers so that he can get the bandits that are connected to the wall so that I'm able to open up the wall. Here, I'm also droning out Lounge for my friend as he's about to go in. There was a Wamai there, but unfortunately he slips right by us. But it doesn't really matter. I basically just hard breached the wall, and now I'm just holding a cross angle in case anybody is trying to run across rafters. Now that wall is open, we're pretty much just waiting to hop into sight. I'm holding a cross angle in case anybody tries to run from garage back into sight, and also to make sure the Zero doesn't die. Unfortunately, I knew there was somebody on red stairs, but I didn't know that there was somebody holding an angle above in cache. My aim is really bad here, but I do end up getting the kill. However, as I'm reloading, I get shot by an Rooney, and they totally scammed me with this headshot. I think it was just because she ended up crouching at the exact moment that I hit her head, so the hitbox kind of changed, and we ended up losing that round, unfortunately, but it's okay. So again, I choose the operator Ace, and I'm pretty much just trying to figure out which way I want to enter from. I know that they're in Church and Arsenal. I'm basically just trying to decide whether or not I want to go through bar stairs, if I want to drop moto hatch, or if I want to drop kitchen hatch. I'm also droning myself in and basically just making sure that there's no other enemies that are hiding. And it also ends up being a 3v5. My duo partner Junior ended up lagging out of the match, so we already started off the game on a 4v5 and one of our teammates just ended up dying, so now it's a 3v5. So since I literally have no idea what the heck my teammates are doing, I decide I'm just gonna solo push through moto hatch. I basically just scope it out, drone it out to see if it's safe for me to drop. However though, it takes me another 30 seconds to finally drop the hatch. I do hear Jaeger's gun go off in church, so I know exactly where he is. I'm just making sure nobody's trying to flank, and I decide, alright, I'm gonna go in through sight. And there he is. I shoot him once, and I lose this gunfight pretty badly. I thought that he was gonna swing the right side of the bomb again, but he didn't, and I lost. Doesn't really matter though, my teammates are pretty much in sight, and the Zero ends up getting me the assist for killing the Jaeger. The Wamai ends up TKing the smoke. It's a 2v1 right now in this Nomad. I literally don't know what she was doing. I got so upset, and it was up to Zero to clutch us up. Luckily, I had a drone on the bomb perfectly placed, so we just were red pinging, and he ended up winning us the round. So, W. Alright, so now we're in the 6th round. If we win this round, we end up winning the whole game. I know they went Church and Arsenal again because the other two sites are very questionable to defend. It would have been much smarter for me to go Habana knowing that they would have gone basement again, but I decided to go Ace anyways. I just like his gun better. Habana for this map, ability wise, is better, but I continue to go Ace. But anyways, I digress. I pretty much drone out everything that I want to. Again, I'm just going in solo. Junior ended up reconnecting back to the match, so it's a big dub. Usually when I'm going in solo, I play a lot more passively just because you don't have somebody to simultaneously be on a drone, scoping out the area for you as you're walking through. If you notice here, I get on the counter. There's a very specific reason why, and I always do this. So I do it because the floor is actually breakable, and it's really easy for people to just see for you from below. They actually have a Maestro on the team, and his ability is to basically control a very big big evil eye, which basically is a camera that is able to shoot lasers. I didn't really scope out the kitchen to see if they had one, but the reason why I went on the counter was in case they did and they wanted to see for me from below, they couldn't because I was on the counter. Regardless though, I make a very naive and dumb mistake. I am pretty much sprinting through the main lobby waiting for somebody to hear the sound cue and come in and kill me, and Legion does exactly that. On top of bar stairs, he gets me from behind and I get very upset. However though, one thing that I really like about this game is the fact that even though you're dead, you still got a job to do. I'm pretty much just sitting on camps. I got my beautiful cam set up in sight and I'm just red pinging and yellow pinging as much as I can. Usually yellow pinging is the way to go, but sometimes I just get really anxious and want to red ping. It also really annoys the enemies because it shows this big text on the screen saying you've been spotted, so it's quite distracting. Pretty much just pinging them as much as I can so that my teammates know where they are so that they're not surprised when they come out of a random corner. At this point now I'm just waiting for my teammate in blue to kill the maestro, which he ends up doing, and it's now a 2v1. Our teammate with the diffuser just got down. This guy pretty much has to go for the kill and he ends up getting it. This Zero is a literal god. Guy top fragged, came first place. Amazing. I was so happy that he ended up winning this. This game put me 3 elo outside of plat 3 and I'm happy that I played really well. So yeah, that was inside the mind of a gold 1 player. Thanks for watching. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
What's your aim?
So happy.